Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Arcanum. Mr. Drake has successfully cleared Malachi Wrench's castle of its undead inhabitants by, by rather violently sending them back to their rest. And among the various magical items that he found was this item, which is of particular interest. It's called the Dark Helm. And you'll notice that its name is in orange, meaning that it's a cursed item, and basically that just means that the item has some sort of deleterious effect on your character. This one, however, is an item that your character will probably want to use if he's a magic user and if he's evil, because the bonus that it offers is an increase in your character's magical aptitude by, it's an increase of 20, which is excellent. And the only deficit your character suffers is having his alignment lowered by 20, which wouldn't matter to an evil character anyway. Anyway, as he was cutting his way through scores of various undead nasties, he managed to level to 25, so now he has 3 points to spend. And I've decided that for the moment I'm going to forego getting the last rank in the Temporal College and start focusing on taking spells in the College of Conveyance just to get to teleportation as quickly as possible. Now, among the new spells Mr. Drake has is the Unlocking Cantrip, meaning he'll be able to open chests magically and not have to have Mead Mug bloody his fists on various containers. Now, this is Mr. Edward Teach. He is captain of the ship that is going to take Mr. Drake to the Isle of Despair, but before talking to him, you'll notice that right next to Mr. Drake is this locked barrel, and inside is a book which has a surprising use on the Isle of Despair. So if you can manage to somehow open the barrel and not be seen by either of these guys on the docks, because they will attack you for, I guess, breaking into private property. Anyway, if you can manage to open it, you might want to get the book for use on the Isle of Despair. Mr. Drake, because he's gotten this new spell, the Unlocking Cantrip, could try to open it from a distance out of sight of these guys and loot it, but he figures that this is just part of a ship's cargo and he's not going to steal it. He's not a thief. So let's have Mr. Drake talk to Captain Teach.
Ahoy there, matey. What can old Teach do ye for?
I'm sorry, sir, I don't believe we've met.
Aye, we haven't at that. I be Captain Edward Teach, salty sea dog and captain of the Gypsy Shadow, the crustiest and most seaworthy vessel this side of Razor's Cape. Nice to make your acquaintance.
And a pleasure it is to make yours, Captain. I've got a question or two, if you don't mind.
Of course, matey.
I'm in need of passage to the Isle of Despair.
Aye, I just received word from Mr. Bates to be expecting ye. Said you'd be asking for passage to that hellish place and that I should be taking you. Now, I don't much like the waters nor the people there, but for Bates, I'll do it.
Thank you, Captain. Shall we leave at once?
Well, now be as good a time as any, I suppose. There be a strong easterly wind, and the waters are as glassy as I've seen 'em in a long time. I not be the superstitious type, but I'd be inclined to say it's a good omen.
Well, I'm glad you think so. Let's be off then. Okay, and now Mr. Drake is standing upon the barren and desolate shores of the Isle of Despair, so he'll make his way towards the nearest sign of civilization. And remember, this is a penal colony, so most of the prisoners live within this sort of rickety wooden compound. So let's have Mr. Drake talk to the guards standing outside.
Do you need help?
I'm looking for the Black Mountain clan. Can you help me?
A clan? I don't know of any clans around here. You'd need to speak with Thorvald about that.
Thorvald? Who's he?
Thorvald is the leader of this enclave. He settles all disputes within its walls. But to get in to see him, you'll need to talk to Ogden, his guard, first.
Can I go inside now?
Of course, but first you need to hear the rules. Now, there are only 2 of them. You can do anything you want as long as it doesn't interfere with anyone else, and in the event of any dispute, Thorvald is the final word.
You've been most gracious, sir.
Oh, one more thing. I must warn you about wandering outside of the encampment here.
And why is that?
Well, we've lost quite a few people to a sorcerous beast that defies our guns. I myself saw a man eaten alive by the beast when his gun misfired.
Where is this beast? I could kill it for you, perhaps.
Well, we think it lives north of here. That's all we know. You'd have to track it yourself to find its lair. We have a powerful magical amulet we'd give you for killing it, but I can't tell you what power it holds. It's never been identified.
Alright, that sounds like a fair trade. It's a deal. Alright, so Mr. Drake will set out to track down this magical beast that's been terrorizing the prisoners. And, the prisoners are apparently just, just dumped here and left to, fend for themselves. So the guards around here are part of the prison population themselves. There's no, sort of outside authority here watching over them. It's sort of like, I guess, it's like a steampunk version of, Escape from New York, or, God, what was that, what was the Japanese movie where they just dumped the kids on the island? The juvenile delinquents and the kids start killing each other. What was that called? Damn it. Battle Royale, that was it. Anyway, so it's sort of like one of those. I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and we shall return when Mr. Drake picks up the terrible beast's tracks. So, be right back in a second. Okay, and we're back. Mr. Drake has picked up the trail of the monster, so he'll just head up, and it's probably a good time to put on his battle attire. And I'm going to go ahead and throw hasten upon him too. Alright, so he sees some sort of ruined structure up here. And there's the monster. So run in. And it's a temporal crusher, so he'll throw stasis on it, run forward, and start attacking. And because he's hastened, he gets quite a few attacks. Alright, everybody else meanders up to help out. Okay, this thing must have some decent damage resistance because Drake's doing like 5 hit points of damage a shot. Let's get the dog in there. He'll probably one-shot the thing. Okay, Magnus is a bit slower getting into the fray because of his stubby legs. And there we go! The monster's dead. And there's a pile of loot over here. Let's see. A battered wooden shield, which is fairly worthless. Some unidentified gauntlets. I think those are cursed. And there's also a magic ring. I'm not exactly sure what that ring does, though. I think it might be magical and not cursed. Anyway, let's go ahead and give the shield to Virgil to carry. And I'm going to pause it again. When we return, Mr. Drake will be standing before the guard. So, be right back again. Alright, and we're back. So let's see. Hello. I hope you're doing well. I've dispatched the Sorcerer's Beast for you. This is spectacular. Our small community thanks you. Here's a token of our appreciation. I must go. Good day to you. Alright, so the guard has given Mr. Drake this unidentified necklace. And I don't exactly remember what it is, but I think it might be an orange item. It might be cursed. But I just don't remember. It might have some beneficial effect on your character anyway. Anyway, let's enter the compound and have Mr. Drake start mingling with the members of the penal population. Jesus Christ, that sounded bad. How about if we say, let's just have him start talking to the various prisoners in here there. That's a bit more tactful. Alright, so here we have a half-orc bandit. So Mr. Drake will address him.
How do you do?
Hello, sir. Might I ask who you are?
I'd be called Norian out here on the Isle. Nothing more, nothing less.
Greetings. What is it you do around here, Norian?
I try to keep to myself, mostly. When I'm not doing that, I brew a little potato moonshine. Potatoes are about the only thing that'll grow on this godforsaken island.
I see. Well, there must be quite a demand for strong drink out here.
Well, you can say that again, lad. Not much else to take a man's mind off of things. Makes me right popular around here as well. Most of the men come here when they've something to trade. Speaking of which, might have a job for you if you're looking for work.
What sort of work are you talking about?
Oh, it's not a difficult piece of work. I trade with an old man by the name of Maximilian who lives out in the wilds beyond the village wall. Now, old Max ain't a bad sort, but he's dangerous, if you know what I mean. I've owed him a jug of moonshine for a fortnight, but with all the men disappearing, I've been scared to go out and take it to him.
Well, I think I've taken care of that problem, but perhaps I could be of assistance.
You're a braver soul than I if you're willing to face whatever's out there. Old Max might not even be alive, but I don't want to make him mad if he is. Now, if you take this jug out to him, I'll give you a jug of your own. You never know when some of old Norian's moonshine might be of value.
Okay, I'll do so and return to you.
That's grand. Here's the moonshine, and here's where old Max was living last time I saw him. Tell Maximilian to give you a note to confirm the delivery. You bring that back, and I'll give you a jug for yourself.
Fair enough. Good day to you, sir. Alright, so Mr. Drake has he's going to play courier and deliver a bottle of moonshine to someone living out in the wild. Alright, and now Mr. Drake sees, a woman in an emerald dress who seems pretty out of place among a colony of male prisoners, so he'll chat with her.
It's a nice day.
May I ask what someone such as yourself is doing here?
My name is Cynthia Boggs. I was born here. The men who envisioned this hell for those who refused to adapt to their society neglected to provide for the offspring of the convicted.
Well, that's scandalous. You mean you've been here your entire life?
Yes. It was not a bad life, as it were, until my mother died last year. She kept the worst of it from me. Since her passing, I've become abused and treated like common property.
Well, that's most distressing to hear. What can be done about it?
Well, there's a tribe of nomadic women on this island who have cast off the shackles of oppression these men have tried to impose on them. Now, if I could escape from here, I believe they'd allow me to join them.
What could I do to help you?
If you could speak with their leader, Loria, they might come and rescue me.
It would be my pleasure to help you.
Oh, bless you. Show me your map. Here's the location of the tribe as far as I know. Also, here's a white scarf to wear around your head. If they see a man approaching without it, they'll attack him.
How do you know all this information?
My mother used to tell me tales of these women when I was younger. She told me to escape and live with them if anything ever happened to her.
Well, why don't you simply leave?
I'm not allowed to leave the encampment. I've tried before, but they always catch me. And then the punishment.
I'm truly sorry for your plight. I'll get you out of here as soon as I'm able. Alright, so Mr. Drake is going to help out a lady in distress. So when we return, Mr. Drake will have a bit more of a look around the encampment and then set out to complete some of these side quests. So, as always, thank you for watching and please stay tuned.